Microsoft Word is one of the most popular tools when it comes to reviewing of the documents. It is never built to manage the review management capability. What I mean by that is you can have multiple people collaborate within the same document and have their set of comments being added to a specific text. And to this comment, user would have that flexibility to go back and close the thread or the comment, right? And this is a very simple text here. Um, Whereas if we look for documents which has 150 plus pages of of data, and that data needs to be going through with multiple cycles of reviews where it's just not like a single comment for every individual thread. It will have multiple reviewers, and to track all of these data within this lengthy document, it is a bit tricky. So this is where what you can do is either you can use a macro to export this data into an Excel format, then you can have some visibility around the number of comments and the cycles of the revision. So in this example, I've just used some example data here, and I have got some review cycle here. Okay, there are three in total. So if I have to export this to an Excel, by default Word doesn't have that capability. What you can do, as I said, either you can write your macro that can help to export it, or you can also create a plugin to do that. But there are also several other ways that you can do it. So in this example, let's say if I just want to extract the comments, then I can just click on the export. What it does is it just export all of these data and organize them into Excel. And from there, you can further filter it based on the comments which have been closed or the comments which have been opened. So far what it did is that it just exported all of this data. It tells me like who's the person who have commented this file with the date and timestamp. And to this date and timestamp, you can see that what comment it is and to which location where this comment has been added. So in this instance, the context is basically the location where the text was selected. Okay. So with that text selected and the comment, but what it didn't have is the further replies or the data which is associated to it. So what we can do is in this example, I'll just resolve this thread for now, and I'll try to re-export this based on the thread. So what it will do now is it will consider all the other review cycle that this document has. So instance, one comment may have multiple replies. So in this instance, there are two replies here, whereas the other one might have the similar. So what it did now is it took the reply one text and the person who is the author to that and the date. Similarly, within the third example where there is no additional reply, so it's only have one reply. Plus it also gives me the status of what these comment status are, whether they are open or they are resolved. So this is one way you can export this data. The other way is you can use the macros, and the macros can help you to export it. So in this instance, if I just use the macro and then I'll just create one, and if I just copy paste the code, I'll put this code into the description so you can take the data from there. So now I've just saved that, and if I just use view macros, that's the one that we just exported, that's the one that we just created. I can just simply run it. I need to get rid of this. And now what's it's doing is that it's just taking that data and exporting it into an Excel format. Alright, this is it for the video. Thank you for watching.